You know what I love? I love when I record an entire video and forget to press record. That is what just happened. That's okay. Maybe I'll say it better this second time around. And that here's what I want to tell all of you. We had our first indoor in-person worship service this last Sabbath. We also had our outdoor in-person worship service this last Sabbath. And I want to say that I am excited about both of those services. I apologize for the birds in the background. They are excited too because it's spring and everybody's excited about the spring. But I am excited about both those services, and I hope that you will join us for one of those this Sabbath. Outdoor service, we can have about 165. About half our people that attended this last Sabbath were in cars parked on the lower part of the back parking lot or in the gravel, and about half of the attendees were in chairs, in their own lawn chairs that they brought from home, and they set them up socially distanced in the parking lot. Outdoor service, we have singing. This week, Caleb Salazar and some of his friends, some of our college students, are going to be leading us in song service. And outdoors, we're allowed to sing together. Indoors, we can't sing together. We listen to some music, some beautiful music, but we're not allowed to sing together. But outdoor service is at 9 to 9:50, and we kept on that time this week. And then second service is at 11:30 until about 12:30 or 12:45. Both services you can register for at 1 or on Friday morning. So be looking for the registration. You can just go to, several people texted me on or wrote to me emails on Friday and said, hey, where do we register? You can go to our webpage on Friday morning, and you'll see these little round circles at the bottom of the webpage, and it says outdoor service, indoor service, and you can click on those links and you can register there. Now, know this. One thing we discovered in this trial run, in this test run that we did this last Sabbath, we discovered that while we thought our capacity was 200, it was not. And luckily, we didn't get 200 this last Sabbath in the indoor service because our actual capacity between the sanctuary and the south porch is 185. 185. So please be mindful of that, and the registration will close at the point at which those services become full. If you go to sign up and it is full, then I would encourage you to check out first service. Go at 9, bring a lawn chair, sit outside, enjoy that. But please don't just show up. We need the contact tracing and other things. And we do have guests that just do show up. And we want to be able to have some space for those guests in case they just do show up. And so please be respectful. Help us out by registering beforehand. Our guests, when they show up, they can register in person. But we want that to be the exception, not the norm. So please, as a member, if you want to attend, or even if you're a guest and you're seeing this and you want to attend, please register in advance. I want to say something else. Be mindful of the fact that when you come, masks are required. You're only allowed to sit with those who are part of your household. I know people have their bubbles and their groups and everything else like that, but we're not able to process all that. So just understand that you're going to have to sit with those who live in your household. You're going to be ushered in. You can't just walk in and sit down. You're going to be ushered in and directed to a seat. And then when the service is over, after the postlude, you'll be ushered out. You'll be dismissed, and you'll be dismissed to go outside, and you can mingle outside. Last week, people mingled and mingled and mingled outside for 2.5 hours after the service. They were so glad to see each other. In their masks, of course, but they mingled. We'll have some water outside for folk that are out there if they want to have some water. And as they stand and chat, that is totally fine. Mingling outside the facility is absolutely okay. I want to encourage you in this. I want to encourage all of us in this, myself, everybody. All of this is new. And there's rules and there's regulations and there's things that all of us aren't the biggest fans of. But I would encourage patience. I would encourage grace towards one another. It's new for you. And so we as a pastoral team will be gracious to you. It's new for us, so please be gracious to us. It's new for the volunteers, so please be gracious to them as well. This last Sabbath, it was great. People were wonderful. Their attitudes, their spirits were great. But I just want us to continue to have that wonderful spirit, that we are kind and caring of one another. You know, the Bible tells us that we should think of others as more highly than ourselves. We should esteem others as higher than we esteem ourselves. And if we had that spirit on a consistent basis, then we would treat each other better than even we want to be treated. And so I would encourage all of us to keep that mindset. Let's be patient. Let's go out of our way to be patient. If mistakes are made, give grace. If there's something frustrating, just take a breath and say, okay, we're all in this together. We'll learn, we'll grow, we'll get better together. That should be our goal. Patience over all things, especially, well, all the time. I was going to say, especially in this time when people's nerves are on edge, your nerves are on edge, the pastor's nerves are on edge, but especially, I was going to say especially in this time, but it should be all times. As Christians, we should always have grace. We should always have grace and patience with one another. And if we can't operate that way, then we need to step back and say, okay, God, what is it that's causing me to treat others in this way? So I want to encourage you to have patience with us and with one another. Remember, Friday morning, register. Don't just show up, please. Register. Register for the morning service at 9 a.m. We can have up to 165. Register for the indoor second service, which starts at 11:30. We can have up to 185. That includes sanctuary and south porch. By the way, don't show up at 11:25 and think that you're going to get right in. You will miss the beginning of the service if you show up at 11:25. I'd encourage you to get there between 11 and 11:15 to make sure you get seated before the service starts. Okay? I love you all. Oh, by the way, thanks to our wonderful volunteers. Did I already mention this? I don't think I did. Thanks to our wonderful volunteers. 22 people helped to make sure the service happened this last Sabbath. And we're going to have a new group of volunteers this week. And I want to thank them in advance for serving and making sure that we can have worship together. But 22 volunteers helped us last week have a wonderful experience. And so when you're there at church, please, when you see a volunteer, say thank you. And if you have not volunteered, please do so. Oh, and by the way, one more thing. I never want to leave it without mentioning, we want you in a small group. Come to corporate worship. Serve the community. Serve the church. But also be in a small group. Whether that's a small group that you're a Sabbath school that's caring and supporting one another, or it's one of our other small groups. Sign up. SpencervilleChurch.org/small groups. You're going to hear me say it all the time because I have come to believe that the most important part of the church is the relationships and ministry flowing out of those relationships. Ministry flowing out of those relationships to the community and to one another. All right, that's my sales pitch. I love you. It's not really a sales pitch. It's my conviction of my heart. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I hope to see all of you very soon. God bless. Bye-bye.